So as you now know, my name is Alipio Jocson. This is me. I'm a sophomore here at CSUN. I'm from the Bay, but I came here to study as a film production major. More on that later. I found a community with FASA that has helped me find my identity. By the way, I'm full Filipino American, not half, not a quarter. Full Filipino American. In the 1970s, all four of my grandparents immigrated from the Philippines to the US. So that resulted in my parents being raised here. My dad was in the Bay Area. My mom moved from Virginia to all places around before finally settling in Nevada for her high school years. Growing up as a Filipino American, I was third generation and missed out on a few things that second generation Filipino Americans such as my parents grew up with. To aid me in explaining what other second generation Filipino Americans experience, here are some stories from my friends. This is Jacob.
My name is Jacob and I was born in the Philippines and immigrated to the US in 2000. My first exposure to other races was at school. I tried to fit in and I'd bring stuff from home like food, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's that?" And then I'd be like, "This is my food." And then they'd say, "That doesn't look like our food." So in a way I kind of felt alienated by other people. But with other Filipinos, they know this is food to us. Not everything's supposed to look Americanized or whatever. I really identify, I put an emphasis on my identity as a Phil-Am. I want to be proud of that. I don't want to just forget who I am. I did immigrate from the Philippines to the US. So the motherland still has a special place in my heart, and my mom always tells me never to forget where I'm from.
This is Jose. Would you say you speak Tagalog fluently?
I actually understand it more than I can speak it. I want to say my parents tried teaching me. I always wanted to learn it, but I just never had a chance to. But growing up, I didn't have cartoons, so pretty much I watched TFC. That's why I kind of know some words. I speak a little bit, but I don't know. One stereotype that I got in high school was they thought I was smart. Well, I'm smart in some way, but I'm not super smart, you know? So they always come to me and ask me for the answer for homework. I'm all I don't got the answers for the homework. Why are you guys even asking me? So my friend switched his major from kin to apparel and design. And that's because he was inspired by a Filipino American. And I believe that we need more Filipino Americans like that to inspire us.
For me, there's a Venn diagram of traits that I have as a Filipino American with Jacob and Jose. So for example, when I brought school lunch, I would get comments about how the food I have looks disgusting. And so that's just something I experienced. What I didn't experience was, first of all, being in the Philippines. I've never been to the Philippines, but I really hope to go one day. There's nothing better or worse about being a third generation Filipino American. It just means that there are differences. For example, I don't know the language as much, I didn't grow up with as much of the food, but it just shows that there are varying identities within the Filipino American culture. Today, I'm telling you about two parts of my identity. The first part being Filipino American, and the second part being a filmmaker.
Hi, I'm Bo Santos, and I'm a filmmaker.
Being a filmmaker is something that I've wanted since around my sophomore year of high school. I had always wanted to be creative with whatever my career was. For example, I wanted to be an author at one point, and then a graphic designer, before finally realizing that film is my passion and it's what I want to pursue in college. In high school, I started a bunch of vlogs. Though they didn't start off with the best quality, they've gotten better, I would say. I've kind of taken a break from vlogging to working on more of my personal short films. So, as a Filipino American filmmaker, that's another identity within itself, because there aren't a lot of Filipino Americans in the industry. Of course, that number increases, but there's not as many directors and actors there. I get excited to see any Filipino American on screen, and that's such a good feeling to feel that we're represented, especially since we're the second largest Asian American group in the United States. What I want to do is I want to tell my own unique stories, and I want to bring more representation of Filipino Americans onto film, because it's a good feeling to see us on screen. What I want to say, not only to myself, but to other of you Filipino Americans and basically anyone else in the world, as long as you do it with good intentions and it's from your heart, do what hasn't been done before.